All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Excited to be here.
Today, we're going to be diving into the world of AI and law.
A very timely topic.
Yes, absolutely, especially how it's being used by lawyers right now to work smarter and faster.
Yes.
And we've got some fascinating excerpts, actually, from a Microsoft paper.
Okay.
It's titled Generative AI for Lawyers, Working Smarter and Faster While Complying with Legal Professional Obligations.
Catchy.
Yeah, so we'll be unpacking their insights and case studies, but what's got me really hooked is how AI is already drafting legal documents
Wow.
and even assisting with negotiations.
It's amazing.
So this isn't some futuristic fantasy. This is happening today.
Yeah, it really is incredible how quickly things are changing.
Right.
When most people think about AI, they picture those early applications.
Right.
Like basic data analysis, or clunky chatbots.
Uh-huh.
But with generative AI,
Yeah.
we're in a whole new era.
Okay, so break that down for me. What exactly is generative AI? What makes it so different?
Generative AI is like having an AI that can create things,
Correct.
not just crunch numbers.
Uh-huh.
It learns from massive data sets of text code, even images,
Wow.
and then uses those patterns to generate new content.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
Instead of a lawyer spending hours drafting a contract from scratch,
Right.
a generative AI tool like Copilot for Microsoft 365
Okay.
can create a first draft,
Yeah.
pulling in all the relevant clauses and legal jargon
Wow.
based on the specifics of the case.
So lawyers are basically getting a super-powered writing assistant.
Yeah,
That's got to be a game changer for anyone drowning in paperwork.
absolutely. And it's not just about saving time on drafting.
Right.
Generative AI can also summarize mountains of legal research,
Oh, wow.
analyze contracts for potential risks,
Okay.
and even provide insights during negotiations.
Hold on. AI is participating in negotiations now.
It is.
That's wild.
It can be very helpful.
But with AI taking on so much, I'm sure some lawyers are worried about their jobs. Goldman Sachs predicts that 44% of legal work could be automated.
Yeah, that's a huge chunk.
It is. And that prediction understandably raises concerns.
Mm.
However, the key here is that AI is currently seen as a tool to enhance lawyers' capabilities, not replace them entirely.
Okay, so it's more like AI is becoming the lawyer's co-pilot.
Exactly.
Okay.
By handling routine tasks,
Yeah.
AI frees up lawyers to focus on the things that require human judgment and strategy,
Uh-huh.
like building client relationships, crafting complex legal arguments,
Right.
and navigating sensitive negotiations.
Okay.
Those are skills AI can't replicate, at least not yet.
That makes sense. But if AI is drafting contracts and digging through client data,
Right.
doesn't that raise some ethical red flags?
Yeah.
Lawyers have strict rules around confidentiality, accuracy, and data privacy.
Mm-hmm.
How does this all work with AI in the mix?
Those are all valid concerns, and it's something Microsoft addresses directly in their paper.
Oh.
They emphasize building those considerations into their AI solutions from the ground up.
For instance, they use Microsoft Azure's security measures to protect sensitive information
Okay.
and to ensure accuracy techniques like watermarking and metadata are used. Essentially, these act like digital fingerprints, allowing users to trace the origins of any AI-generated content and verify its reliability.
So it's like a built-in safety net to make sure the AI isn't just making things up.
Exactly.
Oh,
But even with these safeguards, the human element remains crucial.
right.
AI is a tool, not a replacement for the lawyer's judgment and ethical obligations.
Okay, so it's a partnership, not a takeover.
Exactly.
But what about the bigger picture? This idea of responsible AI keeps popping up.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean in the context of law?
That's a great question, and it's something that goes beyond just technical safeguards.
Okay.
Microsoft, for instance, has laid out 6 core AI principles. Fairness, reliability, and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. These principles guide how they develop and deploy AI, ensuring it's not just effective, but also ethically sound.
So it's not just about, can we use AI, but should we use AI in this way?
Exactly. Think about how algorithms already influence your daily life,
Right.
from the news you see to the products you buy.
Yeah.
These principles aim to ensure AI is used responsibly across the board, benefiting society as a whole.
I'm starting to see how this all connects.
Yeah.
We've got this incredibly powerful technology that can revolutionize how lawyers work, but there's also this massive responsibility
Right.
to use it ethically and thoughtfully.
Precisely. And it's not just on companies like Microsoft to figure this out.
Uh-huh.
Governments are starting to grapple with AI regulation too.
Really? So the Wild West days of AI might be coming to an end.
It seems so. The EU, for example, has proposed the AI Act, which would regulate AI based on its potential risks. It's still in development, but it shows how seriously lawmakers are taking this issue.
So what does all this mean for lawyers and their clients? Does everyone need to become an AI expert overnight?
That's a great question. One thing's for sure.
Yeah.
The legal profession has always adapted to new technologies.
Right.
And AI is no different. The key is to approach it with a mix of enthusiasm and critical thinking.
And maybe a healthy dose of curiosity. This is some truly fascinating stuff.
It is.
We've covered a lot of ground already, laying the foundation for understanding AI's role in law. But let's get even more practical.
Okay.
How about we move on to some real-world examples of how this is all playing out? I'm dying to hear about those case studies from the Microsoft paper.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
The Microsoft paper highlights some really interesting case studies. I'm curious to hear about some specific examples.
Yeah, one that stands out is the work being done by King & Wood Mallesons,
Okay.
a global law firm. They formed a dedicated group to explore how AI can boost their efficiency. And they're already using Copilot for Microsoft 365
Yeah.
for some pretty interesting tasks.
And well, give me the details.
Well, for one, they're using it to generate client proposals,
Okay.
which can be a time-consuming process.
Right.
But what's really cool is that they're also using Copilot to convert complex legal concepts into easy-to-understand diagrams.
So it's not just about speeding up the work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's also about communicating more clearly with clients.
Exactly. Visualizing complex information can be a game changer when you're trying to explain things to clients who might not have a legal background.
That's a great point. What other examples are out there?
Another interesting case is the Singapore Ministry of Law.
Okay.
They've launched a legal industry digital plan that specifically promotes AI adoption in law firms.
Wow. So it's not just individual firms experimenting with this.
Right.
Governments are getting involved, too.
They see AI as a way to help lawyers tackle those knowledge-intensive tasks like legal research and document drafting, which then frees them up to concentrate on more strategic work and building relationships with clients.
It's incredible to see how AI is being embraced on a national level like that.
Yeah.
Are there examples of smaller firms or even in-house legal teams using AI effectively?
Definitely. Rasha & Tan, another prominent law firm, is using AI for tasks like drafting contract clauses, summarizing meeting minutes, and even keeping track of regulatory changes.
Wow.
It's become a key part of how they streamline their work and offer better services.
It sounds like adopting AI is becoming less of a luxury and more of a necessity for law firms to stay ahead of the curve.
I think that's a fair assessment. And it's not just limited to traditional law firms. JLL, a global real estate company, developed their own AI model that's used by various teams, including their legal department.
So even companies that aren't traditionally thought of as tech-focused are finding value in AI for legal work.
Exactly. They're finding it particularly useful for contract review and legal research, which are tasks that can be very time-consuming.
Yeah.
Even companies like Jardines, a conglomerate involved in various industries, are getting in on the action. They teamed up with the University of Hong Kong to see how AI could assist their legal department.
That's really interesting. What kind of applications did they find helpful?
They've used it for a range of things. From summarizing contracts to translating legal documents.
Wow.
It just goes to show that the potential applications of AI in law are incredibly diverse.
Okay, so we've seen how AI is being used effectively in various legal settings. But let's go back to those ethical concerns for a moment. With AI handling such sensitive tasks, how are companies ensuring it's being used responsibly and not just for the sake of efficiency?
That's the crucial question.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just implementing technical safeguards. Remember those 6 AI principles we talked about earlier from Microsoft?
Right, the guidelines for ethical AI development?
Exactly. Those principles aren't just empty words. They're actively being incorporated into how AI solutions are being built and used in the legal world.
So it's not just about the can we, but the should we when it comes to AI in law.
Precisely. Microsoft in particular is addressing these concerns through what they call their AI customer commitments. They're going beyond just building AI tools. They're providing resources and guidance to their customers on how to use those tools responsibly.
So they're acting as a sort of ethical guide for their clients who are using these powerful AI tools.
In a way, yes, they've even partnered with companies like PwC and EY,
Oh, wow.
who specialize in responsible AI to help their customers navigate these complexities. They understand that the legal profession relies heavily on trust and ethical conduct.
Right.
So it's essential to maintain those standards when incorporating AI.
That makes a lot of sense. Clients need to feel confident that their lawyers are using AI ethically and responsibly.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting the job done quickly, it's about doing it the right way.
Absolutely. It's a journey that involves everyone.
Right.
Tech companies, lawyers, regulators, and clients.
Yeah.
We need to maintain an open dialogue about the responsible use of AI as it continues to evolve.
That's a really important point. Even with all the excitement surrounding AI,
Yeah.
we can't forget about the human element and the need for ethical considerations.
Couldn't agree more. Speaking of using AI effectively, I wanted to mention a resource that Microsoft included in their paper.
Okay.
A guide on prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering. Tell me more. I love learning about new things.
It's essentially about crafting effective instructions for AI tools like Copilot.
Okay.
It teaches you how to give clear directions so that the AI can generate the most accurate and useful results. The paper even includes specific examples of prompts that lawyers can use in their daily work.
So there's real art to getting the best results from these AI tools.
Yeah.
It's like learning how to communicate with a new colleague.
Exactly. The more effectively you can communicate with the AI, the better the results you'll get.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth checking out.
This has been incredibly insightful.
Good.
We've covered the current landscape of AI in law. But what about the future? What might the legal profession look like in 5, 10, or even 20 years?
That's a great question, and it's a bit like gazing into a crystal ball.
Right.
AI is evolving so rapidly that what seems like science fiction today could be commonplace tomorrow.
Fair enough. But are there any trends or possibilities that stand out to you?
Absolutely. One clear trend is the continuing evolution of the lawyer's role.
Okay.
We'll likely see increased specialization, with some lawyers focusing on high-level strategy and creative problem-solving.
Right.
The tasks AI can't replicate.
Okay.
Others might become more tech-savvy.
Yeah.
Working closely with AI to analyze vast amounts of data and develop new legal tech solutions.
So it's not about lawyers being replaced by robots, but about lawyers becoming more specialized and working in tandem with AI.
Exactly. It's about leveraging the strengths of both to create a more efficient and effective legal system.
And how might AI impact the client experience?
That's an important consideration.
Yeah.
One potential benefit is that AI could make legal services more accessible and affordable.
Okay.
Imagine AI-powered tools that help people draft basic legal documents, navigate simple legal processes, or even get preliminary advice without needing to hire a lawyer for every small matter.
That would be a game changer for people who might not have access to traditional legal representation.
Absolutely. But it's crucial to ensure that AI doesn't create a two-tiered system where those who can afford human lawyers get the best service, while everyone else relies on potentially less reliable AI.
That's a crucial point. Access to justice shouldn't depend on your ability to pay for the latest AI tools.
Yeah.
It's a balance we need to strike carefully as AI becomes more integrated into the legal system.
Couldn't agree more. As we navigate this new era of AI and law, there's a lot to consider. It's exciting, a bit daunting, but definitely a fascinating journey.
I'm with you on that. We've reached the end of another deep dive.
Well,
any final thoughts you'd like to share?
The most important takeaway is that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or ill.
Right.
The future of law in the age of AI will be shaped by the choices we make today.
That's a powerful message. It's not just about understanding the technology, but understanding our own values and how we want to use this technology to shape the legal landscape.
Precisely. It's a conversation we should all be part of.
Well said. And for our listeners who are eager to explore this further, make sure to check out that prompt engineering guide we mentioned.
Right.
It's a great way to start experimenting with AI and see how it can work for you.
And if you're craving more insights into AI, be sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more deep dives into this fascinating world and beyond.
We'll be back soon with another episode exploring the frontiers of technology and how they impact our lives. Until then, stay curious. You know, as we've been discussing the role of AI in law, what really fascinates me is how this technology is going to reshape the legal profession itself. It's not just about new tools.
Right.
It's about a fundamental shift in how legal work gets done.
That's a great observation, and it's something many are grappling with right now.
Yeah.
AI is undoubtedly changing the skills and expertise that will be most sought after in the legal field.
So for those aspiring lawyers or even established professionals, what does this mean?
Right.
Do they need to suddenly become coding experts to stay relevant?
Not necessarily. While some technical fluency is beneficial, the core skills that make a great lawyer will always be in demand. Critical thinking, problem solving, clear communication, and the ability to build strong client relationships. These are inherently human skills that AI can't replicate.
So it's less about replacing lawyers with AI and more about lawyers using AI to augment their existing strengths.
Exactly. The lawyers who thrive in this new era will be those who embrace AI as a powerful tool to enhance their expertise. They'll need to understand how to use these tools effectively, interpret the results, and apply those insights to solve complex legal challenges for their clients.
It's like becoming a hybrid, part lawyer, part AI whisperer.
I like that analogy, and as AI continues to advance, we'll likely see even more specialized roles emerging within the legal profession. Some lawyers might focus on developing and implementing AI solutions for specific legal tasks, while others become experts in using AI in niche areas like intellectual property or contract law.
So it's not just about learning how to use AI. It's about understanding how AI is going to transform the entire legal landscape and finding your place within that new ecosystem.
Precisely. And this transformation extends beyond just lawyers. The entire legal ecosystem, including paralegals, legal assistants, and court administrators, will be impacted by AI in various ways.
It sounds like we're talking about a cultural shift for the entire legal profession.
Absolutely. One of the biggest challenges will be adapting legal education and training to keep pace with these rapid advancements. Law schools need to incorporate AI into their curricula, not just as a theoretical concept, but as a practical tool that students need to master.
It's a reminder that the only constant is change. And with AI, that change is happening at an unprecedented speed.
There's no doubt about it. But this also makes it an incredibly exciting time. To be involved in the legal profession. We're witnessing a major transformation. And the decisions we make today will shape the future of law for generations to come.
It's not just about adapting to change. It's about being active participants in shaping that change. What a powerful thought.
And I believe lawyers, with their deep understanding of the law, ethics, and the human impact of legal decisions, are uniquely positioned to guide this transformation responsibly.
Well said. As we wrap up our deep dive into AI and law, it's important to remember that this is just the beginning of the conversation. AI is a constantly evolving field, and we've only scratched the surface of its potential impact on the legal profession.
I wholeheartedly agree. I encourage our listeners to stay engaged with this topic, explore the resources available, and think critically about how we can leverage AI ethically and responsibly to create a more just and equitable legal system.
That's a fantastic call to action. And for anyone feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this talk of AI, remember, you don't need to become an expert overnight. Start by exploring the resources we've mentioned. Experiment with tools like Copilot, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
That's excellent advice. The legal prediction has always been about adapting to new challenges and finding innovative solutions. AI is simply the latest chapter in that ongoing story.
Beautifully put. And on that note, we'll bring this deep dive to a close. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
As we explored the fascinating intersection of AI and law, until next time, keep that curiosity alive.